hope is kindled.
Hi everyone, my name's Sam DLB and this is the Amondine YouTube channel. Welcome, I hope you've had a lovely day on it's Hump Day. So I'm glad that Hump Day is over, looking forward to the weekend, and I hope you're doing well. Today's an exciting stream because I'm going to show you the very beginnings of our Season 4 on Lord of the Rings Rise to War. And the good news is, well, good news for us, not necessarily good news for everyone else, is we're kicking butt. We're top of the table. We're absolutely smashing it. So you've got that to look forward to, so I'll tune into that. Number 2, don't forget that we have our Gollum impersonation competition coming up. Make sure to send your submission, your video of you doing your Gollum impersonation to amondinofficial@gmail.com before Saturday evening for a chance to win a cash prize. That'll be nice and juicy for everyone. What else have we got coming up? We're also 3/4 of the way through Amazon's Ring of Power series. What does everyone think about that? So I've seen very mixed reviews. I think in our Amondine community, I think we're torn. I think it's about 50-50 at the moment. So what is everyone's thoughts on how it's gone so far, and are we looking forward to the last 2 episodes? And then I suppose I've just come back to the gym. I've got my gym hoodie on. I'm probably a little bit sweaty, a little bit dirty. So what best way to lead into how is Lee getting on with her handstands? I think that's something that we all want to know, and we'll get to that later on. But first, I've put up a poll. Who would win in a dance battle, Gollum or Grima Wormtongue? So let's have a look. Let's see the results so far. Let's have a look. So we're at 75% saying Gollum. Yeah, I can see that. I actually, Diamond Guy thinks Grima. I think personally, I would have voted for Gollum. He seems a little bit more flexible. I don't know whether Grima would be. I feel like Grima would have to come out of his shell to loosen and limber up a bit, and I don't know whether he'd have that in his repertoire. So, but yeah, no. If you're in the chat today, guys, make sure to let me know how you doing. How's your day been? Are you excited? Well, for the way that the season's going. So, I suppose that would be a good way. Let's get into it. Grima is better looking. Yeah, I suppose Grima is better looking. But I suppose it depends on what you're into. I suppose if you're a hobbit, Grima, I mean, they're both pale. I mean, if you like a man with a bald head, Gollum is your guy. And again, remember, we've got our Gollum impersonation competition. Make sure you click on the link down below to join the Amondine Discord and get into that. So if I find the right tab so I can see what I'm looking at, here is my lovely, very, very pretty house, my castle. Hi Finn, I hope you're doing well. Grima on Strictly. Now that would give her. Who would he go with? I think it'd be awkward if he was with Eowyn, wouldn't it? It'd be. And there's fireworks. Beautiful. I haven't got my sound on, so you can't hear it. I'm sorry, but it does look nice. Let's have a look. There we go. And plus I've got my not my. Oh, that was a nice firework actually. Oh yeah, we've got some coming off in the distance. I did see those. Yeah, I've got some hobbits protecting my house. Lots and lots of them here, and I think mine are actually on a journey as well. So they're protecting Espino. He is at the gym. So make sure you spam the chat and the Discord. Say hello to Espino. They're mine. One thing I am a little bit disappointed about, and amongst other things with NetEase, and I'll get onto that in a bit. If I can find if I can find my commanders, my Sam and Frodo have these special things, which one of them donning donning this well-packed bag adventure. I don't know, you can hold a wonderful party for the hobbits after putting on it. I haven't seen any. Imagine having 2 level 30s. I've only got 1. My Witch King's level 25. But alas, let's get to see how Amandine are doing at the moment. Let's go to the rankings. I haven't logged on. I have been to the gym for the last couple of hours, so let's see where we are at. So we are on, I think it's server 114, something like that, 141. We are on day 2.5. And as you can see, we're doing quite well. We're about 50% ahead of Lyndon, who, if I'm honest, probably the faction that at the moment I most want to destroy. This server has actually been quite a nice server. It's been everyone. I mean, if you're watching this now and you recognise any of these factions or warbands, then fair play to them. Everyone seems relatively nice. It's a lot nicer than some of the other servers we've been on. I'm not sure about Lyndon at the moment. I think we'll have to wait and see. But as you can see, we are ahead by quite a bit. There is another Lothian one somewhere down in 17th, which is quite small. But I think there's quite a few factions that were full, so I don't think it's necessarily that we've got more people. I think we're just better, which is quite nice, isn't it? How am I doing? I'm 14th at the moment, ring power 15th, but I do have quite a lot of stamina left. I should have, well, there we go, 6 moves on him, 6 moves on him. I think the only problem I've had today, I've reached that stage where I've been pushing so much for upgrades that I haven't got many troops, which is unfortunate, and it's just a matter of waiting. I'm going to have to faff around with my marketplace in a bit, and I'll send out some my Theo has been the guy. He's been out killing mobs, so I'll get him out soon and get killing some mobs, get some grain, and I'll recruit some troops overnight. Still on chapter 17. It's where it starts getting a little bit harder, isn't it? I'm gonna have to do my hunter range, which to be fair I could do. Maybe I'll do that now. I'll plop that in. I've got some barracks going. I think we'll just have to wait. Who shall we go see? I think if we hop back in the rankings, I think individually, I think we're doing quite well. Anox is in number 2 on the server. He'll be disappointed not to be first, I'm sure, but it is a long way to go. Issel is in 6th. I don't know who this is. Who is this? Who is this? My hobbies are travelling and eating. I also went to Hobbit Village, the location of Lord of the Rings, and I mean, fair play. I kind of want to... If anyone wants to have a look at... it's Diamond's third account. If anyone wants to have a look on this link, I can't promise it's not a virus of some sort. Japanese guys in small fellowship. Yeah, so only 3 of them. They seem to be doing okay. Fair play to them. Benedict is here. This is Big Benedict. If you're part of the Amandine community, you'll know that Benedict's name isn't Benedict. Benedict's name is something else, but Benedict is the dog. So there's 2 Benedicts, and then there's some other Benedicts in the fellowship who names are real life Benedict. So get your head around that one if you want. But he's doing extremely well, and then I'm here as well. Warlord on his good account, although I think his bad is bad evil account is on another server, and then Damagokas. Again, I don't know who this is, but fair play. I think he's new. He has done very, very well. So this looks Welsh. Fair play if it's Welsh. If anyone can translate or tell me if that is Welsh or not, I don't know. But yeah, maybe we should try and get him on Discord if we can. Rain is always and obviously out there. Then we've got Boss. I'll butcher it if I try to speak any Greek. But alas, that's we don't want to see that again. On to the next topic, I suppose. Basically, Bommy Not Doggy Benedict. That's the one. Yes. He's very quiet. And I'm hoping as well, if Confuzzled puts this stream on, they'll hear my voice and maybe they'll pop up in the chat or they'll comment on this video. What I want is Confuzzled to comment who is more handsome, Benedict the dog or Benedict the person. She's sleeping. Yeah, I mean, but I think she'll be awake very soon. I think we've timed it right, so we kind of get the morning of Australia. So by the time the stream ends, we may catch them. Plus, we obviously have the Americas because they're going. Well, no, we're going to bed in Europe. They're finishing work, so she tends to catch the end when it's this sort of time. So when she watches this, and hopefully she'll watch it. Hopefully everyone who's watching this will watch it later. Yeah, comment who's more handsome, Benedict the dog or Benedict the person. It's like choosing your favourite child. Although one of them's your partner. Yeah, as I was saying, we're on to the next topic. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. What does everyone think? Personally, I've only watched the first couple. Although I will admit, I've been keeping track. Kind of been keeping track. I know what's been going on. My girlfriend has been watching them, so I know what's happening. And obviously we're episode 6 has just happened, so we've got 2 episodes left. And I think the reviews are still mixed. I think the Diamond Guy says the best series ever. Oh, that's very bright, isn't it? Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. Let's look on Rotten Tomatoes, and we can compare the two. I'm going to put this up here so it's not blinding my face. So, they blocked the reviews. Yeah, I have also seen this. So, Amazon owns IMDb, for starters. So, you can't necessarily trust the IMDb reviews, which is sad. And I think I'll touch upon this in a bit later anyway, as well, with some dodgy bits and pieces. Only for 3 days. Yeah, so on Amazon, they decided to remove a load of reviews, and when they removed, and I think this is from Amazon website themselves, and it just so happened that the reviews they removed meant that the average scores went up, which is, it seems dodgy in itself. There's a bit of controversy, and like it still says, it was only for 3 days. They then put the reviews back, and it's changed. But yeah, as Diamond Guy says, they do own IMDb, BD. But I think Rotten Tomatoes tends to be a good indicator of reviews. So, I say that, and this happened with Star Wars as well. Obviously, if you're not aware, Rotten Tomatoes, it gives 2 scores. It has the average tomato meter and of the average audience score. The average tomato meter is the review that's kind of done by, I suppose, professional reviewers, if that's the best way to put it. And then you have your average audience score, which I'm pretty sure you can log on. I think you almost have to prove that you've watched it, although don't quote me on that. I'm sniffing, I'm sorry. So, Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, average tomato meter, 84%, which implies that it's very good. But the average audience score is 38%. 38% compared to average tomato meter of 84%. That's awful. Confezzled is here, yes. So my question was, is the stream upside down? Yeah, that's what we all want to know. Is everything upside down? Which, coincidentally, if you're from the UK or parts of Europe, Woolworths, Woolies, for us it's dead, right? It went into administration, it's gone. No, they've ran away to Australia. Weird. But yeah, Confers, my question for you to share with the world is, who is more handsome? Dog Benedict or person Benedict? There we go. Woolies is the winner in Australia. Alex, IMDb is indeed unreliable. Yes, it is. Rotten Tomatoes. Confessor said dog. Sorry, Rod. Rotten Tomatoes user reviews are as close to reality as possible. Yeah, exactly. So we're comparing 84% for the average tomato meter and 38% on the average audience score. And I think if I look for let's look for Star Wars, and a good one I think would be Rise of Skywalker, because it's one of the worst films I've ever seen. It's just is absolutely awful. So let's see what this gave. Yeah, so here we go. So audience score, 8. Oh no, this is weird. So this has got 52 and 86. What else have we got? I can't even remember what they're called. But yeah, I mean, my point is the experts are just awful. And they can be bought off, I think, which is the main thing, and probably why these things are so unreliable. Confessor says, no thoughts, Human Benedict also agreed. Aww. Dog Benedict gets picked up by random strangers on the street. Apparently, I know that makes me sad. He's a handsome guy. If you're out in Australia and you see a handsome guy walking a corgi, make sure to compliment both of them. Okay? We us men, we deserve the compliments as well. So do women, and so do everyone in between on that spectrum of between. And that's how I'm going to get myself in trouble. So let's change the subject. Yeah, so Rings of Power. What does everyone think? We've got 2 episodes left. Where does it fit in your estimate or in your reviews? Where are we going? Are we leaning towards the 86 that the experts give it, or the 30 whatever that the randoms that us normal people give it? Personally, I tried to watch Rings of Power with an open mind. I knew, given all of the issues surrounding the licenses and the rights that they had, obviously they haven't got the rights to the Silmarillion. They've only got Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, and some of the appendices and stuff like that. So it's always going to be hard. Lore-wise, I don't think it was ever really going to match up. So there was going to be holes. I think the problem that I had when I watched it was it just wasn't good. I didn't find it enjoyable. It wasn't exciting. What was written in the trees? Yeah, if anyone if anyone wants to take a look at the thumbnail and have a look at the trees, there's a special message. And everyone likes them, regardless of where they are on the spectrum. Yeah, so I personally, I think it's a bit of a letdown, but honestly I don't think people can really. I actually enjoy the Harfoots now more than the show. I mean, I don't know whether you're joking, but in a sense, I actually think it highlights a big problem for the series. I think when you have something like the Second Age in Lord of the Rings, I watched the first half of the first episode and couldn't watch anymore. Exactly, I think it just wasn't. It's just not exciting, and I think for all the money that they say they've put in, I'm not actually a massive fan of what the show looks like as well. I know, and if you look at the reviews, everyone will say, "Oh, it looks amazing" and stuff like this. I personally don't think it looks any better than anything else that you see on Netflix. I think The Witcher, for example, looks better. I think it looks more realistic, if that makes sense. I know Lord of the Rings isn't real, but it is grounded in reality, and I think that's obviously what people like. It has to have some resemblance to life and real life. Diamond Guy says it looks tacky, and I think it does, and I think it's the high contrast colours. And obviously they're not... I mean, they have all the blue screen and all the weird set things now, don't they? Alex says the only positive of the show is all the popcorn we got from that train wreck of the disaster. Yeah, I mean there's a lot of memes going around, isn't there? But yeah, I mean I think when you have something like the Second Age and the way that they've done it, they've tried to condense almost every exciting story of the Second Age into a show when actually it's spread out over thousands of years. It doesn't work. I mean, I think in the latest episode they go from Numenor to Mordor. And it's a journey that would have taken them days, weeks, and they're there almost straight away. And it just doesn't... And I think that's part of the issue when you try to cram too much shit. So from the point of view of like Harfoot's, for example, I think actually it would have made better TV if you had focused on a very small and unimportant part of the story and just gave a fresh look to it. Something like Harfoots. I mean, they could have just followed the Harfoots and just had it so the world, you see how the world changes from their point of view. You hear like rumours and stuff like that. And then actually, I think you don't necessarily have to be focused in on the lore, because you can do it from the point of view of rumours and what they hear, so you can make things up. But alas, there we go. But I mean, if in the chat... we've had some more votes on who would win in a dance battle. We're still at 73% though for Gollum, 27 for poor Grima Wormtongue. I mean, I what can I say? I mean, I suppose another question for the chat is, if they were doing a dance battle, what music would they listen to? I feel like Gollum, I think he's into some hardcore bangers, like proper dance rave music. He's got his glow stick around his neck, in his hands, really going for it. The Harfoots are so vile, they just leave you behind if you make them mad to die. That is true. You mentioned before that they should have made a Shy series after the Ring was... Yes, right. So, personally, I mean, I think that's the sort of thing that would be great, because you could actually reintroduce the same actors. I mean, I know we have the scene in Lord of the Rings where Frodo leaves Middle-earth, so there's going to be a little bit of creativity with the aging process and stuff like this, but I think you can probably do that with good lighting and stuff like that. But if you focused... I mean, you could even focus it on Merry and Pippin, and they could have adventures in the Shire, and then every now and then you could have a cameo. What if Aragorn and Arwen, I don't know, have to sneak into the Shire just to say hello to them, because they're effectively, well, king and queen, I suppose. They have to kind of sneak away, and they can go on like on a mini adventure. It's just very low consequence stuff. I think it would just be great. That would just be Farming Simulator, yeah. It's all the breakdancing. Yeah, I think Gollum would be breakdancing. And I think Grima, I think My Chemical Romance, Black Parade. Kind of, if we think Anox's picture like this. Although he has his fringe, doesn't he? Like this. Kind of. Yeah. I won't start singing. When I was a young boy, my father took me into that, yeah. But this is my gym hoodie. We have gym merch, and that leads me back to the segment in the show where I tell you about Amandine. It's our online community. It is full of like-minded individuals with an interest in Lord of the Rings, and obviously we're centered around Lord of the Rings Rise to War game. And like I said earlier on in the show, we are currently the best. If you can't see that, no, it doesn't matter. You're gonna have to take my word for it. We're the best. We're top, and we are winning. I leave for a second, and now I'm watching Anos cosplay. Yeah, yes, yes. Amundine, we're top. We're first. We're based around Lord of the Rings: Rise to War mobile game. We have an active community that you can join in using the link below. We have some very, very interesting things on the Discord for you to do. We have a game, a Discord game where you can catch fish. How good is that? There's a meme section, and obviously there's our Gollum impersonation competition where you can win £20, which is nice. 2 days in the season. It doesn't matter. We're still the best. Trying to flog this. What else have we got on the Discord? We have a check-in section, and I think this is what I was going to get to. Amundine, whilst it's focused on Lord of the Rings and our interest in the game, we're kind of back at 10k power protection. Samuel next. Amundine is focused on well-being, and I think an important message for us really is that it's important to be yourself and to be happy with who you are, your interests, and basically you are good enough as you are. You shouldn't change. You should embrace your interests, and I think it's probably something that, I mean, most people in the community, I'd say probably average age of about 30. We have some elder people, we have some younger people. But I think, I mean, and speaking from experience myself, as you grow up as a kid, if you're quite introverted and you have interests like Lord of the Rings, sometimes you can feel a bit left out. And I think it's hard to be yourself. And then as you grow up, it's important to realise that it is important, actually, that you embrace the things you like and embrace your interests. And that's why it's so good to be around people and to be in a community of like-minded people, because you actually get to be yourself and you get to enjoy yourself. He says, I'm one of the elders. Don't say that, because I'm like a year or two below. So I'm almost there. I'm on the cusp. Issel is here, and I think Issel might be a little bit older than Lee. I think. Albeit only by like a year. So, and I think 30's the new 20. There we go. 30's the new 20. But yeah, Amundine, it's any sort of community that you can be part of is very important, especially as you get older and you start, naturally people live their lives and don't have friends. And I think as you go older, especially for your mental well-being, it's very important to have friends and to be around people that you can talk to, even if it's logging in to a video game and talking to some very nice and fun people. But as part of that, I think it's also accountability. So we have a check-in section on our Discord about going to the gym, which is mentioned on here. Espino, for example, is at the gym at the moment. Lee says, I'm assuming it's still that he's also one of the elders. I'm not one of the elders yet. I think I'm in the middle. So I suppose, now that I've come to that, Lee, now that you're here as well, where is your progress with your handstands? Because that's what I was going to get onto. Amundine, like I said, it still says he's still young. I agree. You are still young. It's about improving yourself. So accountability-wise, we hold each other accountable in a nice way. So Lee, how are your handstands at? Not to put you under any pressure, of course, but we're expecting by maybe Christmas that you can walk on your hands like the CrossFitters and put us all to shame. If you do that, we'll buy you something. It may not be big or impressive, but we will buy you something. She's gone. She heard handstand and she's gone. I'm sure she's there. So she says, my upper body strength needs to improve first, but work on it. No, and that's all we want. And I think it's an important lesson for everyone. You just got to stick at it. Like I say, Rome wasn't built in a day. Professor says, what about just being able to do a freestanding handstand? Anox says, I want one longer handstand in nature during a sunset. Dramatic shot with Lord of the Rings music. 30 seconds minimum. Yeah, me too. There you go. That's the goal. No, I think the important thing is just showing up not every day, showing up when you can, making those small improvements. And I think it's good as well, like I said, being part of a community, so we hold each other accountable, not, not asking for much. I see. Exactly. But yeah, no, I think anyone who's going out, pushing themselves is amazing. And I think that's what it's about. I think there's so many people, life is hard anyway, isn't it? I think people, when they go to work, they come home, life is hard. It's tough. It's very easy not to do anything. So anyone who's doing anything to improve themselves, or even try to improve themselves, you have my customary applause. Let's see in the chat. Speaking of challenges, was there anyone who impersonated Gollum and sent it? Now, it is a good question. So if anyone isn't aware, if you're not part of the Amon Din community already, we are hosting a competition. You need to take a video of yourself for at least 10 seconds doing a Gollum impersonation. Now, you can just be headshot doing your Gollum impersonation. You can, like you said the other day, you can get your loincloth on and do a handstand, maybe, whilst doing a thingy impression. And on Saturday evening, that's the cut-off, whoever has the best impression, we will declare on Sunday the winner, and you win some money. Real money, I promise. I will send you money. So I'm just checking my inbox now. And put it this way, I won't say how many people have entered so far. What I will say is, if you send me in that email, which is amondinofficial@gmail.com, I'll repeat myself, amondinofficial@gmail.com, you've got a 100% chance of winning the money. At the moment. Lee says, if it's around Christmas, it's going to be in a foot of snow, but I'll suffer the cold to get you a beautiful sunset shot, Anot. Yes. I mean, maybe other people should join in the handstand challenge. Maybe that can be like an Amon challenge for the rest of the year. Like I say, it's not necessarily a a competition, but a bit of encouragement. Anyone can get involved. Finn says he would do it, but he doesn't have a loincloth. I mean, you can use a tea towel. Bit like in the UK, I mean, and maybe across the world as well, doing nativity plays at Christmas. And I think everyone has been a shepherd, and they've just used a tea towel from home round their head. So what's the difference? Just put it between your legs, Finn. Diamond Guy, text costs £5 at your normal rate. Yes. Don't forget, the competition ends at 7 p.m. on Saturday. Your vote, once the line closes, your votes will not be counted. There you go. I'm going to be hosting. I don't know what's the famous thing? X Factor. It's one of the ones that got in trouble, didn't they? But yeah, don't forget. So it is £20. So that is a considerable chunk, and I promise, you know, if you win, I will send that. Or Amon Din will send that to you. And if anyone's put off by the fact that it's 10 seconds minimum, perhaps I'll lower the threshold, so you can do 10 minutes, 10 seconds. So maybe I'll lower it. Was a market stall owner for 5 years in a row at Christmas. Yeah, and what else? You've got. Maybe is this just a UK thing, or is this all across Europe, the world? I suspect in America they have nativity plays. Let me know in the chat. Yeah, the only play that we do at primary school is the nativity play. Obviously, you've got the Three Shepherds, which I think is kind of a standard one, isn't it? You've got the Three Kings, three wise men. You obviously get a beard stuck on you. But a market store owner, that's a new one. I haven't seen that. What's the story behind having a market stall owner? I can't remember that in the Jesus story. What's another one? If you're just in the choir or something, or people have been donkeys, haven't they? That's a good one. I think the popular kids is always like the goal to be Mary and Joseph, isn't it? I was Joseph at my school play in year 6. So when I was 11. And I can always remember actually on one of the nights we used the staff room as the teacher's staff room as like backstage for like some people. And I can remember we had like a little baby Jesus, which was if you can pretend this is a baby Jesus. Where there was a little baby Jesus, and it was obviously not a real baby, but it had like a thing on it where it cried. So we were like messing around, and it started crying, and it was so loud, and like everyone from obviously the stage could hear, and it was just kind of like I panicked because the teachers were like glancing at you like, what are you doing, son? Obviously didn't swear, so you kind of had to take the baby and just like smother it, almost as though like you was trying to put it down. But yeah, I can always remember that. I call it like a core memory. Lee was an angel a few times. Yeah, that's the one. Fuzzle says, can company say I wasn't popular and got married, but it was so many bloody words needed to nerd to do it. Yeah, maybe that's why I got Joseph. So Diamond Guy. Okay, so this is the market stall owner. 0 lines, Bethlehem background. And then in the end of the year 6, pirate captain. Was my school just really boring? I mean, I think I would have enjoyed it more if we had pirate captains. Yeah, hey ho. But guys, I think I might leave it there. It is 20 to 11. I had a very long day, and I do have my girlfriend in the room after I've come back from the gym. So thank you everyone for tuning in. If you're not part of the Amon Din community already, make sure you head to Discord and say hello. We do welcome most people. If you're a jerk, we'll just kick you out. Diamond Guy says 30 lines. Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know if he's joking. I assume that's like a play on Pirates of the Caribbean. Lee says we never did them at school, just family Christmas. Oh, okay, yeah. Maybe I'll suggest that for our work Christmas party this year, that we reenact like I'm looking forward to reading about Pirates of the Caribbean. Well, Sam, I'm off to work. Have a nice day, Amy. Have a nice day, and as I was saying, guys, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you join the Discord down below, and I'm sure you'll see my face again shortly. I think actually, like I said the other day, we're trying to get more people to hop on the stream. So if you're watching now, and whether or not you're part of the Amon Din community, and you want to get in touch, you want to stream or at least try to do some streaming, let us know, and I'm sure we can make something work. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay safe, stay healthy, and take care.